Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday 135. Don't identify with the content. Question. It saddens me to feel rejected or shamed for sharing important information around spirituality or health or anything about life to my friends and family. I really believe they would benefit if they were open to it. I feel the world would benefit if they knew about this stuff. But instead, they reject me or shame me for what I share. I want to connect with them. I want to feel our love. But instead, I'm being rejected. How can this be? Well, the first thing is that you want to connect with them, right? You want to share something with them. You want to feel them. So if that's what you want, then you have to share your being with them. You have to see them as pure being and perfect. And that has to be the basis on which you share information. So connect with them first as their essential being and see them in that light. Most times when a person really feels like they want to share something, mostly they're sharing something from their mind. And so if you want to share, you should share love first. Get grounded in the state of love first. Then maybe they may be open to something that you'll say from your mind. But I will say this, that anything that's coming from your mind is duality. And people are sensitive to that. Even the most unconscious person is subconsciously picking up if you're going to be coming from your ego or your mind saying that what your information is more important than the love between us. And so then you force this information on them. And in your mind, you're just saying you love them and you want to protect them more, support them more. But they feel like it's a trip being laid on them. So you've got to make sure that you've got a rapport with them, that they trust you. And the only way they can trust you is that they don't see that you're going to lay any trip on them. They can pick these things up. It's not, like if you're ungrounded and you're not connected with yourself, then they'll pick up that you're trying to lay a trip on them somehow. Or you're trying to change them, or you're trying, yeah. So the problem is that whatever that information is, you're identified with the content of it. That's the problem. You're the one that's identified, not them. So you have to send them love first and do something with them that is showing your love. They have to feel that you're connected. So it's not really about them rejecting you. It's really about maybe it's a time for you to look at why they're rejecting you. It's something about you that you are emanating. And it's a belief. It's your identification with the content that they're rejecting. Maybe the information or the content is fine, but your identification with it is the actual problem. So when you're in a state of love, then you're not in a state of identification with mind. So you may say something and they may react and say this or that, but you don't need to force this information on them. And if you start to do that, well, then they're going to remove themselves from you, because that's a sure red flag that you are ungrounded, that you're not coming from a place of authenticity. You're coming from a place of mental content. And you are right and they are wrong. And this is duality, and they can pick this up. So even after hearing my advice, and you still think that the content that you want to share is really, really important, then I'll tell you this. What's more important is the state of oneness, the state of unity consciousness. And in that state, there's no right or wrong. There's not good or bad. In that state, there's a sharing of love and respect and knowing. And there's an ability to let go of what goes on in our head, in our minds, so that we are free to really see the being in front of us. Thoughts can blur or cloud the truth. So if you're going to speak this information with a sense of like, this is true, this is truth, then they feel your addiction to it. They feel your restricted sense about yourself. They feel your limit. You are limited in your perspective. And they don't want that. People don't want more limitations. They don't want more concepts. They don't want anything. And you will probably say, no, but this stuff is really true. It's really important. What's true is you, the love. Anything else is undergoing change. The mind and all the content of your mind is changing. Like yesterday, you had an idea about something, you were adamant about it, you're persistent about it. Today, you're not even thinking about it. So why would you force that on somebody? So that's the thing. You got to look at your mind and say it's undergoing change all the time. I am not to believe anything my mind tells me. The only thing that's really important is my state of steady state, of connected to my true being. And when I look at others, I see others as the true being as well. And no thought should get in the way or in between you and the other. So, all this to say, don't identify with the content of your mind. That's it for today's Wisdom Wednesday, and see you next Wisdom Wednesday. Bye.